we go. We're about to start. I'm just running a couple little through real quick while it's getting set up. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out a bunch of these real quick just to get them up on the table, and then I'll put the head cam on and show you exactly what I'm doing over here. Okay, we got some live action head cam going on here. Gotta keep this guy busy. I don't know if you can see that dust cloud. That's why I wear a respirator. I got my respirator down right now, so I can explain what's going on here. Now this worked a lot better when I had 2 pumps. We'll get back to that soon. Whoa! Almost hit myself in the nuts. Now, normally that machine over there is way faster than this. Oh man, see this one here getting crushed. See that? It's delaminated. That, you'll get the hammer treatment or a grinder. The easiest way is a grinder. And then, see, I got that plate set back a little bit. That's so I can put that weld on that bottom right there. Hit it with the hammer. It's been a while since I did this. Now, some people, grab that. I've seen some people doing it this way. The reason I do it this way is it gives me a bigger surface area to hit, and you you got more of the transformer over on the top of the lip. You only want that little piece sitting over the edge. You actually want it as close to that weld as possible, you know, and then it's kind of like a shearing effect. Works pretty good. Now this one here, kind of peck at that like that. The reason I use this hammer right here, it's a 4-pound sled with a wedge. A couple reasons. One, it's got a lot of weight. Seems to be like the best balance. Now a lot of times you get the welds on the corner. What you can do is turn it sideways and hit it right there, and it'll knock it over. Kind of work the transformer like that. Sometimes they're a pain, and the wedge is good for getting down in there like that. Get that open, peel it back. Yeah, and then to help that machine down there, you could always straighten that out a little bit. Sometimes those corners. See that? Just get in there, the back of the hammer. Now most of the time I like to crack them right over that leg. Feels like it's a little more power given to the transformer. Then if they don't want to come off, you got the ones with the little, some are like just an L, some are like an E. If they're stuck in there, like this is coming out, but a lot of times you just hit it like that, or if I'm in front of the press and that's happened, I use the edge of the table and I just smack it like that and it knocks it right off. Alright, I don't want to let this guy think I'm slack. I'm going to step it up here. We're already ready to roll. Yeah, we got a big cloud of stuff. I actually have a vac system for this. I'm gonna put my my mask back on here for a minute and knock a bunch of these out. I know I move around real fast. I'm gonna try to be conscious of that and just slow down the movements if I can. Oh. See that? Give it a little tap. That's copper. I can feel it. Sometimes they give me problems. See that right there? Fell off the leg. Usually when that happens, it's a pain to get it undone. That tire wasn't too bad. That means that bolt needs to be adjusted so that doesn't kick up like that. Dang. Squirting out. Okay, I shouldn't have said nothing because look at this. We got a leak and it's leaking pretty good under pressure. See that? But I do have a spare one, and I do have, I believe this is the seals for that. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna take that down, take a look at the seals, and see what we got. All right, we're back at it. I just went ahead and swapped that fitting out for another one, and we're back in action. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knock the rest of these out that can go through the machine, and then I'll put the head cam back on when we're doing them other ones back there. Okay, the rest of these are cutters. I mean, some of these, like this one, I could beat with the hammer. Oh, I forgot that one. But the rest of these need some work, need to be cut, need to be liberated from these plates. So I'm gonna get the grinder set up, and I'm gonna get the impact set up with that socket, and we're just gonna continue ripping the copper out of this. We got nice little chunk. That one's copper. So that's copper, that's aluminum. It's about right, about 50-50 now with all this aluminum crap going on, they said. Let me just check these. You know, I always gotta come back, do a little quality control. See that? It's all right, I'll check it when we're done. I always find one or two in there. Okay, there you have it. It's 11:30. We started at about 8:30, and basically this here took the most of time. The first stuff we did, we blew right through that. Now this stuff here, these are actual what I call cutters. Well, maybe not that one. I could probably, maybe I can get that out of there and get that up on there. These ones here, the coils actually need to be cut. There's no welds that can be cut. These plates are in there back and forth, back and forth. There's no way you're just gonna cut that unless you cut all the way through it, which is a waste of time. Basically, I'm gonna come in here and cut down into there and take out that chunk and push them out. But I have a whole bunch. I think I have like a whole 5-gallon bucket full of these, and I'm gonna do them all at the same time. So we're pretty much done with the transformer for now. We're gonna clean this up, get the table set up for stripping wire. Okay, here we go. Got the table turned sideways, kind of jammed up in here. Got the temporary deck up. I'm not gonna run this machine because I haven't fished out the parts. They're still down in there. See that? There it is. I haven't messed with that. I was gonna fire the granulator up, but my suspicions were right. All I heard was some humming, so I don't know if that 220 line's messed up. I literally just had the guy in here to give me a quote on replacing that panel and then running a sub 220 panel over here with some 110, because there's no power on this wall whatsoever, and I need power for the thing, so that kind of just took up an hour of my time. All right, we're ready to go. So we're gonna get set up on this big wire, strip all the big stuff first, and weed our way into this, and whatever we don't strip, since the granulator's not working, we're just gonna send this #1 insulated tomorrow. Okay, here we go. We got it loaded up. I went and got the box trailer just because I didn't want to have to stack and use a million straps. We got a box trailer, might as well just stuff it in here. So it was actually quite easy to load this. I used the pallet jack, which is still on the pallet, and just wheeled them in. We did have a little accident with the second pallet. We lost kind of a third of it, but we got it back on there. And I'm not exactly confident that it's going to stay on there on the trip, but we'll take it easy. Got all this copper on the back here weighing it down because that first pallet was kind of heavy. I wish I would have put the second pallet where that first pallet is, but you know, put all the heavy weight towards the back, kind of balance the load. And now we got a little bit more room back in the shop. Got the still got a pile of wire. There's still some nuggets in here, man. You know, some thicker wires. I'm pretty sure over here somewhere, you know, still some strippable stuff in here. But okay, we made it to Miami. See if anything crashed. No, not too bad. Maybe one thing slid down over there, but everything still looks like it's still there. That's the great thing about having a trailer like this. We just carted this stuff in and sent it. Didn't have to strap nothing down. I had to put no nets. So definitely having a box trailer is a blessing. But now offloading it, it's gonna be another story. That slid a little bit. Looks like I might have done a hole shot because I pushed it back to the end here. Okay, here's the ticket for that job. Now, I'm not gonna go over everything, but the main thing was the number 2 copper, 321 pounds, 349 a pound. It went down $1,120. And the number 1 Bear Bright, 417 pounds, 385 a pound. That went down like 20 cents. So we got $16.05 for that. Now, the way I normally look at things is as long as my copper pays for everything, meaning the 11 and the 16, I'm good. So I'm pretty sure that last little bit, I had $1,500 out of my pocket. The rest was stuff I had laying around, like this stuff here. This is stuff that's been accumulating for a while. That whole bin was stuff that was accumulating, and a lot of that came from the other house. I still got stuff over there at the other house I saw today around back. I forgot I had. And I still got a bunch of stuff here. And then I didn't turn in none of the insulate. You know, we still had a big chunk of wire that I actually sold with that yellow brass, those brass rods. I wound up selling most of it off. There's just no way I was gonna have time and energy with everything I got going on right now to try to find a buyer for that and to sit on that much. I actually lost money on that deal because I paid like $1,900 for that brass, and I only got $1,600 for it. I did keep some of the longest rods. I think this is a 6-foot rod. It's the shortest one. All these are like 8 foot. So I got 7 1-inch solid rods of brass. I got a great idea. Oh, and I kept all of these, which will fit this, and I kept a couple of these and this right here, because one of the things I'm gonna do, I've always wanted a good set of brass punches. So like this one here, where it's got this hole drill, I'm actually gonna cut that. That's a good, almost a 1-foot section. You know, so I'll cut it down a little bit and have a nice driver. And then I'll put a couple on the lathes, make a small little brass punch set. And one of the best suggestions that I heard, and it's something I've wanted to do as soon as I seen this stuff, is I'm gonna make some brass hammers. And I'm gonna make some big ones and small ones, but the big ones, I'm actually gonna leave this hammer tone look on the head of the hammer. Not the face I'll make nice, but the sides of the head, I'll leave that and you know, make some nice little hammers. I'm always in the comments. I appreciate all the suggestions everybody leaves me. So what do you think I should do with these? I'm thinking brass hinges. You know, I don't know, but I couldn't see scrapping at all. And I want to make something cool with these rods. So I took a little loss on that, but I think it'll be well worth it in the end. And then I peeled off all the insulation that was just really small and bird nested up. We had 240 pounds, 275 a pound, 665. And that was a $2,300 ticket. And the reason I just sold those 2 items real quick is I was down there already for some other work, and you know, I didn't want the price to drop anymore. I knew I was gonna lose money there, and I just wanted to have some spending money on me. So what I kept was this right here. I just stripped this today. Got two like 30-gallon buckets. This one's full. So this was some of the thicker stuff. There's some nuggets down in there and down in there, which I'll sell off tomorrow. I'll clean this up. Maybe I'll strip some of this aluminum and send it down there with it. I gotta go down there tomorrow anyway, so might as well bring some copper, you know, pay for the fuel. I haven't gotten too much further with the racks because I've been doing a lot of other things. I did paint most of the uprights and all of the orange. You know, I had 4 of those big orange Home Depot racks, so all 4 of those, which those are the widest ones, 4 foot wide. As you can see, these ones here fit inside. Those are all painted, ready to go up. So I have one that's gonna go completely across the ceiling, flush, and then this upright will be flush against that wall. And then I got another one that's gonna come, half it's gonna rest here, and the other half's gonna be dangling in the air out here and go 16 feet that way, which will be right about where my red creeper is. And then from there down will actually be like the regular heavy shelves with the, you know, like that right there, to the door, and there'll be enough space to get in and out of the door. And then there's a smaller rack down there. You see the green, but I painted the other side orange. I didn't have enough paint to paint the whole thing because I kind of killed all the orange paint down here in Palm Beach. It's gonna go 16 feet from this corner, wherever this winds up over there. You know, so it's going to be 16 feet that way, basically right to where that's ending, but there won't be a pillow right here. It'll be, you know, just dangling in the air. And then I know that a lot of people in the comments were saying that this stuff is not made for horizontal use. So I absolutely know that, and coming into this, I knew that was going to be an issue. You know, I'm not done reinforcing this. The backside, I'm not worried about at all because I added this up right here. This is a spare one. You know, like an oddball that doesn't take the main, you know, it doesn't take this style racks, but it will work for what I'm gonna do back there, because I'm gonna put a lot of stock back there and on the back side of that shelf back there, you know, like round rod, square stock, angle, whatever. But what's gonna happen here is a couple things. One, I got these I-beams. I got 2 of these. Okay, I'm gonna clean these up. And these are actually pretty stout little beams. This one's almost 9 foot. So I'm actually gonna run that out from down here, you know, wherever this span is. I'll probably run that I-beam up under there somewhere. I was gonna run this big old aluminum beam I got back there, but I didn't wanna lose any more height than that. Now, there's one more thing I'm gonna do to these to make these really structurally strong, and utilize its vertical strength in a horizontal way. And how I'm gonna do that is with a tension cable. So way back when I actually had like a real job, I used to cut concrete, and I worked for one of the biggest concrete cutting companies in the whole country. And one of the things we always had to be careful of is cutting into post-tension concrete deck. A lot of new high-rises, they want to use minimum concrete, real thin, so they pour the concrete, and then when it cures, they come back and they tighten up these cables. And these cables just like squeeze the concrete together. So what we're going to do here is, since these uprights, now these are 16-foot double wides, and capable of holding those 2,000-pound capacity shelves that I bought brand new. These little skinny ones I think are 1,500 pounds. The big fat ones are 2,000 pounds per shelf. That's what the guy told me anyway. So those 16-footers, you could at least have 4 shelves on there. So we're talking about, what, 6,000 pounds divided by 4 posts. You're looking at each post can hold minimum, you know, could probably easily hold 2,000 pounds on that upright, okay? So what we got here is 1,900 pound cable. Now this is 1,900 pounds working load limit. When you see WLL, that means that's for overhead lifting. That's rated for overhead lifting. And this cable here is the same size diameter cable as what's on my 5,000 pound winch. So looking at this cable and what this is, I can easily say that this cable will actually hold a lot more than that. Now, since our structural thing here, I'm guesstimating that compression wise, we don't want to put more than 2,000 pounds on there. So if we put this in there with like a turnbuckle at the end, what I'm going to have to do is make a plate and center that in there so that I can turn that bolt and tension that cable. And what I'll do is figure out the torque spec to pull about 1,000 pounds on that cable. You know, we'll pull 1,000 pounds on the cable. But before we do that, what we're going to do is go up inside here, okay, and put spacers. That's going to basically take that cable and make it go down like a V, you know. And then when we tighten it, it's actually going to push up. It's going to pre-tension this thing with upward pressure. Now, we won't do too much and, you know, put, 500 pounds and bend this thing sideways. We'll post-tension this thing with some cables, put the I-beam on there, and then we'll pretty much have our wide open 16-foot span and be able to put some decent amount of weight up there. You know, I got the structural coming from up there. That's going to be pulling that from the top. Now, I know that that post up there isn't designed for pulling sideways, so I'm actually going to do a little bit of something else in addition to that over there. And I'll tension this beam here, which isn't a big span because it's connected here and it's going to be connected right there. That's not going anywhere, and it's over there. The back beam I'm not even worried about because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supports back there, and this is the widest gap. And I might put two little uprights there. And also this beam here, I'm probably going to come off of that double column out to here and out to here. And I'm going to put, you'll see I got a lip I want to put up under there. Maybe I'm going to put some backlighting, some indirect lighting where it'll light up shining that way and won't blind you in the eye like these lights. When you look up there, they're kind of blinding. And then what I'm going to do up here, up in that corner, this isn't going to be double like this, but what I'm going to do is when this horizontal is in there that way, 16 foot that way on the ends, I'm going to come from the top to a triangle to the outside, and then I'm actually going to go back triangle and tie back into here. So that'll be like a bridge pillar, and it'll support the weight from back there. I have one more of these I-beams. I think that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to come out of this. I might even just slide the beam right down in that one, slide it out so that because the other one side is going to sit in here, flush with the wall, because this actually sticks out from the wall some. That right there is not even with this wall. So I'll come off of here, so this thing here will actually have some structural steel. Well, not structural, but So we're definitely stepping up the redneck engineering over here. Let me know what you guys think on that, and check this out. So as you can see above the doors over there, they used to have some type of ventilation in here. Now I want to put a AC in there, and there's a little spot up above the door there. I can put a vent as well, because I like working with the doors down, and that way people ain't coming in here bothering me while I'm working. I wanted to get some Squirrel Fans, meaning like little fans like this. Okay, they're quiet, they move a ton of air. Basically the same fan that you got inside your AC unit at the house. These fans here, I run this fan, I got another one back there. It's like all day long droning, sounding like there's an airplane idling on the tarmac over here. So I've been wanting to get a big one that has an external motor with a belt drive. And then, sure enough, my landlord came through with these here, 20 bucks a piece. They're double. Oh, these things are awesome. Now, in my last shop, I had one that was almost this big. I want to say it was about this big. Okay, but it was a single one. And I had it like up in the corner. and it would blow air all the way across the room and totally cool off anybody that was working on it. By the time it reached from there to there, it fanned out to where it would cool off the whole table, you know? These are double and bigger. This is gonna take a serious motor, and what I really like about them is it got greasable fittings here. And for $20, man, you couldn't probably buy that pulley for 20 bucks, you know? So there's actually 2 more of these. I told them to go get them. They do have a little damage. I can fix that. That ain't nothing. It's not even impeding it, and probably just run it the way it is. But I'll get in there and knock that out, try to straighten that up a little bit. And this one here has just a little divot right there. No problem. We'll fix that up. These freaking shafts are huge. These things roll nice. Got nice greasable bearings. You know, for 20 bucks, man, you can't beat that. One of them, I think what I'm gonna do is put this on a wheel cart. Something that we can just wheel around, put by the door, either blow out or blow in. And then I think I'm gonna box it in air filters. And same with this one, or whichever one I decide to put up in there. Because we fire this up, it's gonna draw so much air through the shop. It'll evacuate the shop in no time, man. These things are incredible. I've never had 2 of them like this, so I'm really stoked to get these things fired up. So yeah, man, the projects are coming in hot and heavy. So like I said, let me know what you think about my ideas for strengthening up these supports, and let me know what you think about the wire stripper. Now, I will say this: if you see me in the video always hitting this down when the wire gets in here, if I would just tighten this belt, that wouldn't happen. It would just send it right through each time. You know, I leave this really loose so I can disengage it really fast. And it's gonna have 2 springs. If I had the second spring on here, I wouldn't have to touch this handle. And when this is set up right, I'm not gonna have to. And this thing here is gonna be just adjustable. There's just gonna be a couple adjustments, and wait till you see what's gonna happen down here. This thing is gonna be incredible. So if you've come this far, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help YouTube push my videos out there, because I take all my money from YouTube and I basically put it into building this shop so that I can hurry up and get to actually manufacturing my own recycling equipment for you guys. So stay tuned. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before?